and here we talk about psychology and true crime. And today's case comes out of Louisiana, and it's at the preliminary stages. So, this is something that I heard about while just scrolling on YouTube. Um, so, here's a picture of Caleb Wilson, and he was I believe he was pledging Omega Psi Phi. That is a so that is one of the fraternities that's really popular and known. And with that organization and other organizations, there have been issues with fraternities in general. So just not the only the Divine Nine, but also with other fraternities and sororities. And I'm going to share some information, especially for parents, on like how they can educate their children if they're aware that they're pledging a fraternity or a sorority, and then how to handle it if they witness something, if something goes down, because this case sounds like there's a possibility that he might have been saved. So, with a little background into this case, Caleb Wilson was a 20-year-old college band member and mechanical engineering student at Southwestern and A&M, Southwestern University and A&M at that's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And it's my understanding there have been 3 people that have been arrested. At least one of them was charged with involuntary manslaughter, and it is suspected that it was a hazing incident. And what the state believes they can prove is that the people that were pledging to attempt to get into this organization, they all had to stand in a line, and um, the current members or alumni ended up going down and punching each pledge in the chest, and he was punched so hard that he collapsed and was unresponsive. And my own personal thoughts, I wonder if they had called 911, if they had gotten him medical help immediately. It does not sound like CPR was attempted, because even just chest compressions could have potentially saved his life, because it sounds like he was punched so hard that it caused him to unfortunately die from his injuries. My heart breaks for his family that love and adore him. If you check on YouTube, I believe there are some media appearances from his parents. This case has been heavily covered down in the Louisiana area, and so hazing happens, and it's not supposed to. So I'm going to share some links, because this is from the fraternity that he was pledging. I'm going to make myself small so that we can see it, and I might have to make it just a little bit bigger. Let me see, make myself small. There we go. And then let's make this bigger. And I'll make sure to put this link down in the description as well, because Omega Psi Phi has an anti hazing policy. Hazing is not supposed to happen. If the main organization finds out that hazing is happening, fraternities and sororities, they can be banned on a university for a period of time. So for 4 years, 5 years, they can have a period of time where they're no longer able to recruit new members if the main organization finds out about hazing, because hazing is illegal. And yet I know it happens every pledge season, because there's a thin line between, waking them up at 5 a.m. and having them do chores for the current members, and having them dress in a, in a way that might be embarrassing or something. Like, I know these things happen all the time, and that's why I thought it was important to talk about it. And so they have an anti-hazing policy and a zero tolerance policy that prohibits and denounces practices of hazing in any form. And hazing is defined as any reckless or intentional action taken or any situation created which produces mental or physical discomfort, embarrassment, harassment, or ridicule. Such activities and situations include, but are not limited to, paddling in any form, creation of excessive fatigue. So that would be like, maybe making them stay up for 3 days in a row or something, creating or inflicting physical or psychological shocks, conducting quests, treasure hunts, scavenger hunts, road trips, or other such activities carried outside the confines of a house, public wearing of any apparel or paraphernalia which is conspicuous, not normally in good taste or otherwise banned, engaging in public stunts and buffoonery, morally degrading or humiliating an individual through words or deeds, conducting late, after established hours, sessions which interfere with or prohibit the pursuit of scholastic attainment. So if they're interfering with their academics, but I know these things happen all the time. I personally did not pledge a sorority or fraternity. You have to pay to join these organizations, and it's a lot of money. And Omega Sci-Fi and the other, it often ends up being predominantly African American sororities and fraternities. There's a lifetime membership and lifetime dues, and the whole like paying an organization money for the rest of my life, I was just like, not so much. So I personally did not pledge anything, and I don't have any close friends that pledged in undergrad. I have a few friends that pledged in grad school. And grad pledging is normally not as bad. The undergrad stuff is the stuff that can sometimes get out of hand. And Lisa, I agree. Even the military had to restrict its drill sergeants from use of oppressive physical tactics. So my brother is in the military, and during basic training, they had a buddy system where they were unable to walk around without like somebody else there. Like anytime they were going back and forth, anytime they were doing anything, they had to have somebody else there. And there were strict um, requirements and rules because sometimes hazing can be used when a group has a cult like mentality. And what I mean by that is sometimes hazing is meant to break somebody psychologically so that they feel so that they align with the group, and so then the group can almost control the individual. I'm not saying that's exactly what was happening in this situation, but in general hazing can be used to almost it's like Stockholm syndrome almost. Like it's to because it's causing harm, and they're saying I'm harming you because I want you in the group. And this is to make you stronger, which is just who I do the chapter because of this incident. I would suspect that the chapter has been placed on hold. That's what I would suspect. That they're probably doing an internal investigation, and the practice is I'm sorry, the group is probably going to be put on probation at that campus. Um, and what's really sad for me about this case is that when the incident happened, it's alleged that the incident happened at one location, and instead of calling emergency services where the incident happened, that they like moved him somewhere else. And so I'm just reading through my notes. um, that he ended up being it's my understanding that he was dropped off by a group of individuals at the hospital where they lied to staff and said he collapsed while playing basketball, which was not true, and that they left before authorities arrived. And as I mentioned, at least 3 individuals have been arrested in connection to this case. Let's see. And it looks like some other individuals might be charged with misdemeanor hazing. Whew. The investigation is ongoing and is active. And um, of course, the university president released a statement. Um, my heart breaks for the students that are on this campus and that we're aware. I also want to share some other, because the University of Michigan has some good information on hazing as well. I'm gonna make myself small. All right, make this bigger. That hazing can also include kidnapping or imprisonment, degradation, humiliation, and um, And all campuses have a zero tolerance for this. And so any situation that creates a risk of injury to an individual or a group, causes discomfort to any individual or group, causes embarrassment to any individual or group, involves harassment of any individual or group, degradation, humiliation, ridicule, and the list just goes on. And they have some examples. And once again, I'll make sure to put these links down in the description too. And ah, like it's just so sad. So the majority of deaths from hazing involve alcohol. So involve pledges being encouraged to consume excessive amounts of alcohol. And so 82% of deaths from hazing involve alcohol poisoning. Hazing is often about power and control, and the hazers need to feel powerful and in control. Individuals cannot consent to this because it is illegal. Hazing motivates no one, and it actually hinders the academic environment, destroys self esteem, and causes emotional strain and physical harm. Uh, and it builds this animosity. It can build this animosity between people that goes against fostering trust, unity, and respect. It can. Um, because some individuals, when it gets bad, some people drop out, and that's where, if my child was trying to join some fraternity or sorority and found out that things like this were happening, I would rather they drop out and just not even attempt to join this group. I would personally encourage them to report it. Some people don't report it because that can be, um, but I think there's a difference between reporting and snitching. So snitching is me telling on you so I get out of trouble. Reporting is I witnessed inappropriate behavior. I witnessed people being harmed, and I just want to help, make sure that nobody gets hurt. And so, um, it's just so sad. Um, and just because the majority of members in an organization are not involved, does not mean that the organization can't be held responsible. And so if you go back to the Omega Sci Fi one, they have in their statement, and so I think a part of this is so the member is liable for all damages and costs incurred for any claims arising from acts of hazing. I'm gonna make myself big for that. Like they have, so this is the this I found this by searching Omega Sci-Fi Brothers Management System, their rule on hazing, because I was almost positive that every single sorority and fraternity has an anti-hazing policy. And right within the policy, it says that the individual member, if you do this behavior, you will be personally responsible. So that's the organization saying we're not liable because we are saying we are against this. Oy, oy. And um and so it really does take courage and integrity for a person to stand up and speak out against hazing. I really wanted to talk about and cover this one because I haven't seen as much coverage on LawTube about this one, and so I just think it's really important. Lisa said Roland Martin said that lawsuits from hazing has caused organizations a lot of money. Yep, even resulting in bankruptcy for some. Yep. And so I think because of past lawsuits with organizations, I think that's why um I wonder if when you're joining, if something you agree to do when you're helping pledge, it's called cross. So when somebody is pledging an organization, they join a line, which is from shortest. The shortest person is number one. The tallest is at the back of the line, and the goal is that the line takes care of each other. And and sometimes people, not everybody that starts will go through the entire pledging process. And so I think I can definitely see organizations being sued when things like this come up. um Let me know if y'all have any questions. Let me know if y'all have any other cases that you all would like for me to cover. I did see the Lori Vallow update for today. It really wasn't, there weren't any like fireworks. To me, she presented N like, she wasn't over the top, I didn't have anything to add to what I watched. I saw her attempting to get certain evidence suppressed, and I think she had an issue with maybe her name going out in the email mailer, and I think this judge is doing a really good job, managing her, and so definitely looking forward to that case and trial. If you all missed my collaboration with Kathy from Gossip, Rumors, and Innuendo, just click on my live options, 'cause it's the last video, the video from Saturday. We did a collaboration and it was super awesome. I did see that the DA in the Menendez case does not believe that they have a self-defense claim, and I think they weren't even able to submit their alleged essay as mitigating evidence, that was a factor because they were portrayed as these greedy, they wanted the inheritance, and the judge sorry, the jury was never aware. Now, should they have unalived their parents? No, but, like, um they weren't even able to present it as a defense. And so I'm not surprised that the DA has said that they don't think that they, but I think it'll be up to, I don't know if it's up to a judge. I've been following it, but not every single thing. So I saw that update that the DA did not believe that they should be eligible for probation, um, based on, like, not being able to do self-defense. I think their attorneys are going to continue to fight for them, and I know there's a lot of community support, people that are, trying to see if they can have the option, but yeah. Carrie, thank you for this comment. I think some institutions will try to keep any reported hazing on the DL. I agree. And they're worried about financial implications and repercussions. I could definitely see that. All right. Pat and Cat. And I don't go by Pat, but I will for this because we I had so much fun. Kathy was a joy, and the same way that she was on stream, because we chatted for a little bit before the stream and we chatted a little bit after, like, she just I had a blast. And so I do hope that, because it would be awesome to get Tanika, me, Kat, and, because Tanika has a lawyer friend too, and to get I'm bad with names, but we did a collaboration on the Sarah Boone case. So it would be awesome if we could all get together. But Kathy doesn't do live. And so that's why, because I think y'all would love for us to do a collaboration every week. And Kathy likes to pop up when she's free. So we'll see about that. All right. Um Analytical one mentioned I have a family member that was injured during a hazing incident and never quite recovered mentally. And the physical, emotional, sometimes there can be essay. So, I practice in Fredericksburg. There were football players that, so trigger warning for essay. They were hazing new football players um, um, with essay, and that was, and they got caught, and the school had to handle and deal with all those things. Potato pirate, exactly. Hazing is a form. YouTube doesn't like this word, so that's why I say harm and I don't say the actual word. But yeah, so schools are supposed to enforce it, but it's only when they know about it. And it sounds like nobody had ever reported this fraternity. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because some people would think, oh, they were just boxing, or they were just like, this is just a part of joining a fraternity. And no, like, you shouldn't be hitting other members, because that's why it said anything that causes discomfort. And there are some people that believe that people should go through some significant discomfort to prove they're worthy of joining a certain group. Like, they don't want to make it too easy, and that's where I think changing mentalities about that is. And so, and I was agreeing with you. I hope you know I was agreeing with you. So, because hazing is illegal, and all US universities have a zero tolerance policy for hazing. All right. Um, and then a question: favorite fictional procedural TV show? Currently obsessed with Will Trent. I love Will Trent. I do watch that one. Uh, Lately, so I'm like, so we do the Law and Orders, but there's another one, the quirky detective. Oy, I'm bad. She's a lawyer, quirky lawyer. Elsbeth. I like that one too. We're talking about current ones. With older ones, so I used to watch um the hospital ones like ER and all that stuff back in the day. Ooh, Paradise on Hulu. I haven't started that one. Lately, I've been watching funny stuff, or like romantic comedy stuff. I've been watching stuff that's been funny because it feels like the world is on fire sometimes, and so I'm liking gas prices, not liking egg prices, and so there's a lot. Um Yes, so glad to cover this one. So this is one of those lesser known ones, but I still wanted to definitely cover it because it was a topic that I really hadn't talked about on my stream, and I've definitely heard of other characters, of other things. So the OG, the original ER, because I told y'all I'm bad with names. Oh my gosh, because we're going back. I need some faces. So original, I'm so bad with names. So, like, I can't give you, so of course George Clooney's character, of course. Mm. Um, yes. All right, and then NYPD Blue, if you used to watch that one, I loved NYPD Blue. I do watch, Downton Abbey. I think there's a new season. I think there's a new season of Downton Abbey coming out. I did not watch the latest season of, Love Is Blind. It looked boring, and from everything I'm seeing, it was pretty bland, and so I didn't watch season 8 of Love Is Blind. There was too much drama from season 7. I took a break. I did not watch the latest one. And workspaces should be safe spaces. And so because sometimes there are workspaces that are toxic, and that is definitely problematic. So I'm glad that we got to hang out for a little bit. I'm going to go on ahead and head off a little early today. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I will be streaming on Sunday again this week instead of Saturday. My kiddo is going to a birthday party on Saturday, and so we're going to have fun and enjoy the birthday party, and I will stream on Sunday around 1:30. All right? I hope y'all have a good one. Bye.